about is like, are you familiar with the Jeffrey Epstein case here? Jeffrey Epstein, he
He
was.
totally killed himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So you're up to date on it. Okay. So get this. This is a far out idea. This is a far out idea. This is totally conspiracy. Back in 1996, in what was it? It was in Brussels. What city is Brussels in, or what country is Brussels in? Um,
Ah,
not Bavaria. Jesus. Anyways, in Brussels, in the country that Brussels exists in. Um,
Belgium.
what? There's a
Belgium.
Belgium. Thank you. Back in the 90s, there was a huge case that sort of spawned huge protests in the streets that had to do with pedophilia and the elite. Now, they found out that the elite was sort of having this young. They had children. They were raping children. They were fucking torturing young girls. It was disgusting, and it was so gross that this whole country was like so pissed off that they all, like, 300,000 people flooded the streets of Brussels, protests everywhere all over the country on like how could we have all these fucking disgusting pedophiles in it. When you look at the history of power, and let's look at two opposite power structures. We got the Seminole Indians in Florida, in and we all know what we think about Florida here. Uh, Seminole Indians in Florida, and was it the Romans, or was it the Greeks? They existed at the same time, different sides of the country, different, everything different, right? It's just opposite sides of the spectrum on how different they are. But still, in both of these empires, you had fucking kings and the high ups and the people, the ruling class, always had little fuck boys, little kids around them that they could have sex with. And so you have these two opposite sides, right, of power. So that indicates to me that humans, when they come into too much power, or so much power they don't know how to handle it, they need something more to sort of satisfy that ever growing need to fill a power void once that power is in place. And so all of that, um, you have a bunch of people here in the United States and all over the world. You have kings and princes who are all being fingered in this Jeffrey Epstein thing, in this elite pedophilia ring. Now, what if? Now, just stick with me here. What if? And Bill Gates is one of those people who are being fingered in this. By the way, he was is documented flying on Epstein's private jet. Bill Gates, and also let's not forget that the week that the pandemic came, that Bill Gates released something on Netflix about a global pandemic and has been talking actively about this. Now let's go to Wuhan, where a lab I believe is connected to Gates. I can't remember. I think that's wrong actually. Don't quote me on that. We have this Wuhan lab that has contagions, right? They have these they create diseases there, and no one wants to say that it leaked out and a bat got out. It's like we're gonna blame it on, the wet markets, right? We're gonna blame it on the wet markets, and we're not gonna give any homage to the fact that it might have been leaked, or or maybe, just maybe, we have a bunch of elites who had a really good idea about diverting attention from their fucking pedophilia ring by introducing a semi horrible disease into the world. Right? Like this could be way worse, right? COVID is terrible. It's awful. It's killing people by the thousands, and it's awful, and I wish it didn't happen. But it's not as bad as it could be, right? Like it could be way worse. There's definitely diseases that do more damage than this one. So what if, just what if, you have these elites who concoct this? And by the way, not only did the pandemic divert the attention, or potentially in their mind in this crazy plan divert the attention from pedophilia, but it also made them considerably richer in the process by eliminating local competition, and I mean look at all the people who are profiting. We just said it, Amazon, whatever. Bill Gates is profiting hard off this. What if this was all just to divert from a potential uprising caused by the fact that we have so many prominent people in power who are fucking children? What if? I know that's crazy. I know it's crazy. But what if, right? What if? Are we going to get to the fact that 2020 and your government confirms the UFOs and aliens and no one even cares? Thank you. Thank you, Oversight Mod. Exactly. That is a great point, too. Just thinning the herd. Right, exactly as well. That is a great point, by the way, is that we're confirming UFOs and no one's talking about this shit. What we did Friday, we were talking about it, but it was brief and it was in between a heated discussion about politics. So it only made the person I was talking to look like a psychopath. But that is true.
That was an episode.
So I don't know. What do you think about that? How does that resonate with you? Does that even make sense to you? Would that be
But
something that that would make sense to you?
um,
This is all speculation, obviously.
it's all speculation. The thing is, I have a very strong belief that people that uh, are willing to hurt young children, you know, uh, making them traumatized, in like severely injured and perhaps even dead,
Mm.
just to satisfy a specific need. I don't think the need is sexual.
No, it's not.
It's a power dynamic.
Right.
It's that that these are, if they are not too young, they're all too young. But my point is, if they're not like fucking babies, if they are like like 9, 8 year old, is they are they are blank canvas, and they trust you, and you exploit that trust, and these people enjoy that,
Mm-hmm.
or that they're powerless like a baby. So to me, it's always been a power, like a power struggle, not even struggle, just trumping over people, and having enjoyment with that. Uh, so to see if these people who are not just like who needs a lot of help, of course, and there are a lot of them are rich, powerful, well connected. I don't see that it's completely impossible that they are willing to create, like, hurt to even more people, just so that they can continue to do the terrible and awful things that they do.
While profiting tenfold.
And yeah, and that too, and they are also earning money from it, so it's a win-win. They get to not be caught out because people are too busy surviving, and they get to earn